The name of this next horse is Who Farted, but listen to the call.
Who Farted on the extreme outside. Colorado Co-Ed, Toast a Dozen on the inside. Questions Jet. Who Farted? Who Farted on the outside? It's close. Who Farted in the winner's circle?
¡Claro que sí! ¡Ay, ja, ja! ¡Sí, señor!
What is up, pod people? This is another episode of Who Farted. I'm Doc, and today I got a special guest. His name is K Solo. He's going to be talking about some stuff that some of you guys might think is way out there. So what I'm asking is that you guys all keep an open mind. One of the things that I talk about when I describe this podcast is that we like to ask questions. And, we talk about things that are kind of out there sometimes. And in this episode, some of these things to some of you might seem way out there. So I just ask that you keep an open mind. And, if anything, maybe it'll help, spark some debate, or, maybe make you think differently. Or maybe you'll just think it's a bunch of shit. Whatever. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the show. Also, I want to let you guys know that I am on a show called Astro Detective. It is an astrology podcast. And the episode just released today. You guys should check it out. It's a pretty interesting podcast. I like the concept. It's great. So, cool people there. And, you guys should check it out. And I think that's it. So we'll just go ahead and get on with it. Oh, also, if you guys want to get in touch with us, give us a phone call. The phone number is 661-379-0020. Call us, leave a message, or text us. So really appreciate it. And I think that's about it. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get on with the show, All right. Later. Let me go ahead and start I want to start out by, asking you, what's your name? Who do you want to be referred to as on this podcast? I think you said Citizen X, I believe.
K Solo. See, I don't give myself nicknames, right?
Okay.
But I had a guy a long time ago give me one, and I rarely used it, right? I said, "Why'd you pick that?" And he said, "Well, you'll do that crazy thing, right? And it seems right." He said, "We can go with you sometimes, but sometimes we're uncomfortable. Put myself out there, right? But see, I'm gonna do the right thing. People can follow me. You hear me, right?"
Mm.
That's K Solo.
K Solo.
But
Gotcha.
I'm making up a name, K Solo Citizen X. That's a name, but a nickname I've never made up. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, and then what? Because we ended up like finding each other on Reddit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then you said that you wanted.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
Oh, that's okay. That's all right. You said that you were wanting to have your message heard. So I was like,
sure.
Yeah,
well,
man,
I thought
want to hear
I'd
this.
seen. What really got me was because I don't really mess with it much, but a few months ago, about 2 months ago, right? Because there's 4chan and Reddit. I know that I'm into technology, right? But 4chan and Reddit, there's some dudes in there that know what they're up to, men and women, right? About everything, really. You know what I mean? So it came to my mind to download that. I thought something's going to happen there. So one day I just do things. I don't just sit around and just like now I do because of, I have plans in the back of my head for all this to come to fruition, right? I know what it'll take, right? But it's not like I do sit and think, oh, I'm going to put this on Reddit. It comes to me, right? So I basically just, not non-profound, just not too deep, because I thought I'd seen a post, because I scrolled through my phone just to distract part of my mind, right? I thought I'd seen a post that said, asking for volunteers. So that's why I did that. And you was awesome with your response. Then another guy broke down the basic steps, and then there was 2 quick reactionary thoughts. Do therapy or do chill, right? Something like that. That's just reactionary thoughts, and that's just like human psychology. It's just the way we are sometimes.
Yeah, there is like a subreddit where you can request to be a guest, or you can actually request for guests. So I think that's kind of,
okay.
I think that might have been where you saw it. But
I'll check the app out a little bit. It's just like, I don't want to put I'll say this one thing to you. My buddy Acorn, I've been reading some of his poetry he sent me, right? And he's like a mentor type. I mean, he's real intelligent, right? I mean, but he's done a lot of things in his life, real successful. But he always asks the person, what is their biggest fear, right? And he asked me one day, right? He asked me, he said, Kent, what's your biggest fear? I said, social catastrophe. He said, what? I said, well, I said, we all have something, right, that we're born with. I said, mine, if it doesn't happen, Acorn, I will be reborn, probably as an adult, or recycle as a reincarnated as a child, but more than likely a grown man somewhere, right, and have to do this again. You know what I mean? It's mine, right, because they told me I had to own it, but it's really not for me, and it's grandiose, right? I had one guy on Reddit say, hey, your knowledge isn't important to anybody else. No, I'm not saying that. I'm connecting everything together, right? That's all. And I'm willing to put myself out there for the people.
that's cool. So what is the main message? Because I know you talked about a lot of different things to me since we've been chatting.
Well, the main
what's
message I want to get to you guys
out?
today is we as human beings, right? We are beautiful earth creatures, designed, right? And our brain is the most powerful construct ever, right? There's nothing above it except for the infinite one, right? So all these computers, this data, and this construct that we was born into, right, was not conducive for us, for our inner gifts, right, be we really are. Because we have a bloodline that's afraid of us, right? They hide in the shadows, right? But I don't even need to press that. That conspiracy theorist term just gets on my nerves. Oxymoronic. It doesn't even make sense. But just to know, we need to own who we are. And really, we have no worries. All of our worries are a construct. And this is the toughest thing to learn about ourselves, right? See, I won't say anything that I haven't done myself. I promise you. Right hand of God. When I say right hand of God, trust that, okay? We are our own worst enemy, right? Because we're born in this construct that we have to fit in here, and here, right? Right, and that's not conducive to who we really are. So just know that we have no worries. And world peace and change is really simple. I was born in the 70s, right? Pedestrian civil activity daily. 80s, same thing. 90s, same thing. Busy all the time. Now we're in our houses, right? I mean, same type of activities happening. The propaganda, mass media stuff, right? And the indoctrination process. See, the ones that operate outside of society, right, that people don't want to believe in, but they're there. I won't mention their names because the utterance is powerful. Word has meaning. Be careful with your words. It has meaning. Right? But here's the thing right here. We have to know this as a species. Our thought and our intent, right? And our attention to that intent, right? To keep it pure and positive. It's zero confliction. That means with everything. If you feel good about it personally, no matter what religion, no matter whatever, I don't care if it's you're living in a Harry Potter book. It doesn't matter, right? That's power. And then put thought to it. And then even see, because there's the Sethian method, right? What all they do, right? They sit at a board meeting, right, on a table, round table or something. They discuss something, right? And they believe in it, and they come up with a plan perfectly, and they believe it's happening. And guess what? It becomes the popular ethos of the community. You get what I'm saying? That's how strong our thoughts are.
Yeah.
We live inside. We dwell inside the divine mind of God.
Now you're talking about these thoughts though. Like how powerful do you think? Because I know you're saying like basically we're not really like living up to our full potential and stuff. What do you think our full potential is?
Oh, I'm not saying we got superpowers like X-Men or this, that, or the other. I'm just saying, like, let's say me, you, and just, I don't know, a couple of I pick 2 people, you pick 2 people, right? And we sit in this room, right? And we're coming up with a plan to, like, let's say, maybe something to help the community, right? And we're really getting into it, digging into it. Okay, we're putting our thoughts out there, our beliefs, right? That could happen. That happens somewhere as you're putting it out there. I've had it happen to me many times. I've seen it happen, right? Like, like we have a universal consciousness, right? And then we have the cosmic consciousness, and then our consciousness, right? So, like, that's how, like, when you could be thinking of something or you've thought of something and then you find out, oh, wow, that's already here, right? Or somebody this too, they don't tell us this. Like, when these major inventions were made, right, patented, there was another person that did it at the same time that didn't even know that person, right? Same type of invention, because it's in the universal consciousness.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
If we learn that we have just a simple control over that, we don't have to complicate it or anything.
But you're saying that you're saying that we can't. You're not thinking of like these like X-Men type powers and stuff, but I mean, I think that there is some superpowers or whatever.
Oh yeah,
you want,
all of that movie stuff.
do.
I loved your X-Men episode. All that movie stuff. Yeah, it's directly related to us.
But I think that
they can read your aura, they can read your chakras, everything.
But there's definitely power, man. Like, especially when you end up getting a group of people together with one common like thought.
Yes, sir.
You look
That's
at
what we need. That's why they keep it separated. They're afraid. They're cowards.
Yeah, but you look at like prayer,
we will
right?
face them one day.
But
I apologize.
No, that's all right, man. That's all right. But you look at prayer, and how many times have you heard stories about people who are praying for somebody or something, and those people are like healed, right? It doesn't happen all the time.
Yes, sir, exactly.
But it's that power of all the energy of all the people together with one common thought.
That's what it takes, because we're a collective.
Yeah, exactly.
See, we get all this negativity about other people, right? See, like, I'll start with this, all right? Like between a Democrat and a Republican. That doesn't matter in Washington, D.C. And I can explain all the details why, because I've had personal experience, right, with them, okay? Now, that only matters to the citizens. And now it's ramped up really quickly. They're violent against each other. See, the presidents are handpicked, groomed. We got to face some absolute facts. Just a few absolute facts. We got to, because there's tons of researchers, there's tons of philosophers, there's tons of theosophy, there's tons of cosmology, there's tons of beliefs out there. Now, personal individual beliefs, if you feel good and pure with them, hey, that's cool. I love that, right? But let's say there's 20 of us or 30 of us sitting around a table, man, really wanting to get along. We only have to agree on 4 to 5 morality principles, And that's it. Then we go from there and just take each other's, input and move on. Right? That's all. Our worries come from the societal construct and the news and all this bullshit, right? Mm-hmm. All this is staged. People are dying, but it's theatrical. That's why they call it political theater, right?
Mm-hmm.
Political stage and war theater. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's an absolute fact. And I'll tell you this, man, I'm not being arrogant, though. I'm not putting anybody else down. But what I speak is the truth, okay? I want people to realize what they're capable of. There's so many people that are, like, ready, dude. Trust me. I don't walk very, this town is not a huge town, right? But I love walking. And when I walk, I don't feel drained or nothing. It's not my energy that carries my feet. I can walk 5 and then that reminded me of the concept of time. I want to talk about that. We'll talk about that later.
But what are we capable of?
If you have any questions, please ask.
What are we capable of? Because you said that again, like, you want people to see what they're capable of, but what are we capable of?
Anything. Just we can peacefully take our land back. Everything's ours. Everything belongs to us. All this Google shit, all this Amazon, all this stuff, that's ours. It belongs to us.
Yeah.
Land, it belongs to us. Everything. And we can peacefully just take that back. by coming together, talking about it, and just slowly doing it. Like, you know, I had an idea for like a nonprofit that would help people that were either, you know, get outcasted prior and stuff of this societal construct, right? And they get looked down upon, right? And they know, see, I can usually talk to a person like that and find their inner thing that they can do, right? Like as a business. Okay, so let's say, for instance, you had incorporated a nonprofit called the People Helping People, and then bought it. At that time, this was like in 2019, and I've been talking this stuff, Doc, for years, bro, and I'm getting closer every day, you know. So, all right, let me get back to that. Okay, now you got People Helping People. That's incorporated. You can protect from the government with that board, right? And see, it's our government. See, it's weird. I said that our government is separated from us, but we'll talk about that later. Okay, now you buy up all the abandoned properties. You get funding, you know, donations. You know, you refurbish them, get them ready, and then let's say then you have to have some bylaws for these people to live in the houses, right? Let's say you'll LLC a business for them, right? You have to pay a certain amount of rent. Have some bylaws. Cool. Don't be so hard on them. Don't be so strict. These homeless shelters are like level 1 prisons, right? It's ridiculous, bro. We as humanity, and I'm including myself, I'm not dogging anybody, but we have sat back and passively consented to just giving everything away. And we think we can't do anything about it. If you ask this question, and I ask it not too often, but I ask it often, hey, do you think we'll ever have world peace, or do you think we'll ever come together? I get one of two answers. Either no, straight up, or, well, it'd be nice, but I say that's the reason why. Because of that answer. Because of what you think.
Yeah, I actually...
You get what I mean?
Yeah, but I actually don't think that that's possible. Because I feel like...
Why not?
I feel like in order for us to really understand what's good, you have to know that there's bad.
Yeah.
You know, there has to be.
We already know that. We've already been through that.
Yeah, but I feel like
we've already went through that.
If we were in total peace, world peace, then I think we would get complacent. Like we would forget that everything is nice and everything's good.
No, see,
eventually, I feel like
this is how it goes through my head. That's how it was playing in my head.
I feel real quick.
We were born, right, and we lived this cycle, right. We found out our individual differences, our individual strengths. You know, that we know more about each other as races and, you know, ethnicities, right. Right. You get what I'm saying? We came this far. We've already been through the bad and the good. Right? We've already learned that. We've already seen it. We've already got all the research and data. We've already felt the pain. We've already felt the pain of racism and discrimination. And, you know, like in these cities, our children are even at war, bro. They're born at 8, 9, 10 years old, like in my town, I'd say Indianapolis and Evansville, right? Even here, a 13-year-old running around with an M16 gun, you know? So we're at war, brother. You know?
Yeah, but see, I feel like things need to be balanced. We live in a monkey see,
monkey do world, though.
Everything needs to be balanced. It's not a matter, because when you end up, if you go too far to the peace and love side, then it's not in balance.
I'm talking
if you go too far into the other side,
I get you.
You have chaos and war. So it has to be a balance of both, right? So, I mean, that's the way.
Yes, sir.
And then honestly, I feel like that's the best way to be in harmony with like the earth and with the energy, is finding that balance. You know, balance is important.
Exactly.
That's my feeling, right? But
I love that. I love you said that.
Yeah, man. So, but now I was curious too. When did you like come to these realizations? Like, I know you said that.
Man, it started when I was a kid, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
Like Lady Gaga says, I was born this way, brother. And I mean, I can explain the whole story, but it'd take forever.
Do you believe that?
Like, you know, it's since I was a child.
Do you believe that, like, you're reincarnated?
You know, I was a child, but I had like a little mature mind in there.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you believe that you're reincarnated, like an old soul, or what?
Then, you know,
like an old soul, like a reincarnated old soul. So, like you.
Oh yeah, well, definitely, we all reincarnate. Right. We choose our lives, right? You chose this, Doc. And then you were coming to that realization right now. See, we went through all those ages, like the Dark Age, all them, right? And then we went through the Great Awakening. And see, like they kind of overlap, but we're fully into cosmic disclosure. And see that conspiracy theories for the UN, they turned the Great Reset into conspiracy theory, that COVID thing. Nah, we've been knowing about the Great Reset for decade upon decade upon decade, right? That's coming next. See, we're in cosmic disclosure. Nobody's batting an eye. They're telling us about pretty much everything. They're saying, like a couple of years ago, you'd read about quantum computing, right? It was almost impossible for them to reach it, is what they were saying, telling us, right? Now, it's like attainable easily. You get what I'm saying? See, technology is always at its peak, and it gets disseminated to us when they deem it possible, right? And they speed up the process at the end. So it's kind of like, this way it kind of goes. It's like, picture like angelically demonic or demonically angelic individuals, hypothetically, right? Make you a little fantasy show. You got the angelically demonic, and you got the demonically angelic, right? They both look the same. They're not hideous, right? And it's a big office, right? And they're filing paperwork, and they're meeting a deadline. Stuff's happening more often, because over the past 3 to 5 years, man, the indoctrination, this crazy stuff on the news. Like, we had a president say, I don't care if you think I'm Satan incarnate. Come on now. These people are
Who said
evil.
that?
They've sold themselves to evil.
Who said that?
Stumbling Joe Biden.
Oh, did I have no idea.
I don't pick either one of them because, I just not going to invest myself in a varsity.
A buddy of mine thinks that Trump is the Antichrist.
No, he's not. No, definitely not. He's the Trump card. So check this out. Now, his name, if you look at his name up, it means Supreme Leader, but he's not that. But names and words are important. He's the Trump card, right? See, a couple of years ago, if you look, and I didn't really watch a lot of YouTube, but I watched some. Like, people would show me about stuff, right? You're hearing trumpets all over the big cities, right? Okay, now, you ever hear this?
Hear what?
YouTube videos of sounds of trumpets.
Oh, the trumpets. Yeah. And people were like freaking
now,
out.
Check this out.
It was all fake.
Words have power. You have Donald Trump. He's the Trump card. Joe Biden. He's Biden time. Now, check this out. Mike Pence from my state, right? Indiana. Trump, Pence. Well,
oh, dude. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now check this out, bro.
Wild. That's wild.
A false prophet is bid here. I'm not going to mention. I'm not going to utter their names because they don't deserve utterance out of my mouth yet. It will happen. Judgment Day is almost here, bro, and it doesn't happen in that fantastical fantasy way that they've showed us. It's real people because our creators were flesh and blood, right? Understand?
Yeah.
They were walked like us. They talked like us. They were just more supreme in their. It's like an awareness, right? And they're, they could change their faces and stuff, right? The angels could if they needed to, like the lion, the whatever. You know what I'm saying? But see, they convoluted it, right? Like they convoluted the Bible. The first verse is a lie. In the beginning, God, singular. You might as well put it down because they lied to you. It's Elohim, which has plural deities, right?
Okay.
And that's one lie. See, when I call it a lie, it's a misinterpretation on purpose with intent, right? And then the next one would be when the young maiden. So they call that a virgin. She was not a virgin, and Joseph is his biological daddy. That's who, right? He does have a bloodline. Why would the supreme mind send? Now, see, that's it. Okay, this I can tell you. The wise men, right? They were from Asiatic countries. There was a few more than 3, but we'll say 3 for this conversation's sake. They followed an astrological pattern for a year to find him. Yeshua spent 6 years in India. He got ran out of there.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because he was teaching and preaching with the upper caste, and he did his thing like he does, man. He goes down to the criminals and the whores and the whatever, and preaches them. Well, they was going to take care of that. So the Buddhists and all that, they got from Tibet. They got him out of there. And he spent time in Tibet, and it's rumored that he went to some European countries.
Okay.
So, yeah. Oh, that was my nephew checking it. See, it's beautiful. Me and my nephew are roommates. It's awesome.
That's cool.
Check to make sure I got that call.
Yeah, no problem.
So cool. Yeah. So it's like I don't want to really compare myself to this, but you remember that movie I, Robot?
Yeah.
Where that guy, but you said if you ask the right question,
mm-hmm.
All right. I'm going to just put it there. Just ask me some questions.
Ask you some questions. All right.
Yeah. About civilization, about how society's going, how the world is, creation, anything.
Well, I mean, so what's your opinion on the Bible? Like, do you think that
Bible?
Yeah, go ahead. Go for it. Yeah.
No, finish your question. I really want to hear it. I love it.
That was pretty much it. I mean, like, what is your opinion? Because
okay,
I grew up in a Christian home, but yeah.
Right. See, Jesus is doing his thing, right? He came back to his homeland because he knew he had to fulfill his destiny. Right? Okay. Now he's got a following, huge following. There's plenty of books written about him. Jesus wrote books. What the fuck? We think Jesus didn't write no books. You know what I'm saying? You think that charismatic guy didn't have a lady? Shit. All right, this is what happened with the Bible. All right. Now, for the Roman Empire, they were losing control of their citizens. What do they call them? They're fucking slaves. What do they call them? I don't know. Right?
Yeah.
So this is what they did. This is a fact. All right? This is an absolute universal fact. Come and debate me. Anyone. One day it'll be to that point, but let me get here. Okay. All right, so he got all his scholars, his theological scholars, his philosophy, all these people that got together and they read all this stuff, right? And they decided, and then they changed some verses, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the Gospels was rewritten by different, whoever was the theological leader then, right? They would rewrite them, and then they would add stuff, right? Take stuff out. There's tons of books that's not in there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was sad. Like my brother-in-law, he's an ordained minister. I hardly see my sister. I got three sisters. One of them didn't. She grew up in like a real, Christian schools, this, that, and the other. Right. I went to it for a year. I wanted to go back home. Anyway, so this is what I was say. Anything outside of that book, they don't want to believe it. I'm like, well, come on, guys. That's the ascended master, Yeshua. Don't do that to his life. They would diminish it. It makes me sad. It makes me want to cry because I want you to realize who you're talking to. I know who I am. I know where I come from, and I know my path. But I'm humble about it, right? I just got to get it out there. Now, check it out. We're not giving him any credit for his struggles, for what he went through. We're worshiping a white Jesus and saying he's perfect. There was one. I have a hard time reading the Bible, but I would do read it, right? Sometimes, certain parts. Okay, there was a blind man standing outside the gates of the kingdom, right? He was blind. And Jesus walks up to him, right? And he says, hey, I'm paraphrasing, but this is what happened. He said, hey, let's go over here, all right? So he takes him to the side, away from the people. Right? So he had doubts, you hear me? And he took saliva from his mouth and wipes it on his eyes. He looked up his side. And I'm just thinking, he's probably thinking, all right, Father, this better work. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That story right there hit me. Because, I seriously, when stuff comes alive in my head, timelines, I could talk about timeline. This is a sacred timeline. There is no other like it anywhere.
Why? Why is it a sacred timeline right now?
Well, because we have that good and evil and all that stuff. Evil's horrible, right? Evil's horrible. I'm not condoning any of that, right? But we have all this path. See, like where, I said it. Okay, where my light being self and my other physical self comes from, it's a strict protocol, right? Strict, daily, every day, same thing, protocol, right? They don't deviate. See, and I'll tell you the truth. I'll just say it, all right? And if you don't believe it, that's on you, brother. But I'm not putting you down. It's just something I have to tell you. I chose to live here every cycle because I thought they weren't getting involved enough. I thought they were uppity and prissy, their rank and file stuff. I loved them, right? So I choose to stay here every cycle. This cycle's different, though. We don't have to die to go to heaven. We bring it right here on earth. See, you don't leave the earth. It's awareness. There's a lot of stuff happening. All we have to do is raise our awareness to see it. It's frequency and vibration. That's how they control us. And then like with this 5G, come on, common sense. It's going through brick and cement walls. Okay, knock on the side of your head. You know what I'm saying? We are cellular data.
We are what? No? What did you say again? We are what?
I didn't think I was going to tell you that part today about where my source, where I come from, what I mean.
So it's like you're saying it's a cycle. You've chosen this cycle to be here.
No, I chose to walk every cycle.
Okay, what is a cycle like? Can you elaborate on that?
Well, it's I know my life cycle, right? Like we went through a lot of big changes, and I mean that's a deep subject. It brings up a lot of stuff. But I mean, I chose to. Let's just, like you said, we'll just narrow it down to this cycle. But I have others, right? Like from my life cycle, right?
Okay. So you mean
there's
like,
really no such thing as time. It's a construct, but it does exist. It's kind of complicated to explain. Okay, but with this cycle that we're in now is very sacred. But I've been in other cycles out of my own choice.
So when you say cycle, are you talking? You're talking life cycle. You're talking about like reincarnation, that kind of thing.
Yes, sir. And you chose this too. But see, I don't know where your life, because see, picture it kind of like this. I can't explain all of it like in detail. That could take a while, right? So I'm gonna try to picture it in my mind and explain it. So like everyone really chose, like especially now at this time, prophetic time. Right, everyone chose what they're going to do here, and then they get wiped. The babies get wiped away because you can't know all that and then live in society. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, we kind of incubate like our I mean, we're us, but we're more of us, right? So we have our full self, right? Like it's called like the hero's journey. See, this kind of connects like string theory, multiverse, and unified field theory, whatever you want to call it. It's a hero's journey. You got your full self. That whole doc, you know what I mean? And then just like a moral university here, right? And if your karma's bad, it's going to suck for you. You have no choices at all. You could be a conscious attached to a squirrel for this fight. I mean, it can get crazy, right? But we're responsible for every speck of karma, unintentional karma. We're responsible for all of it. We are as an individual, okay? But there's a lot of, when we talk about this, I have a hard time. I don't have a hard time. It's just, I want to make sure that it's comprehensible, right? When I explain it.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
So what did you get out of what I just said?
Well, I mean,
seriously, I have to ask that. I have to ask people that all the time.
Yeah, no,
make sure
okay.
I'm saying it right.
No, you're fine. Because I don't know. I just started to get into the whole like reincarnation thing. Like I don't know much about it, and it wasn't until like recently that I started thinking that might be a possibility. But I mean, if you think about it, though, like energy can't.
I'm gonna cut you off real quick. Say one thing. Well, we went through the Great Awakening. That's what happened to you. That's why you started thinking about it. Okay, go ahead, sir.
Okay, I was just gonna say like, energy can't be created or destroyed, right? So
right, we'll exist forever.
Yeah, exactly.
And with consciousness, everything is conscious.
Yeah, so when we die, that's just our the meat puppet that we're in, So I don't know. I just started to get into it, and I don't know much about it.
Man.
So the concept is still the concept.
We need to start talking about it as people.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Everything. I mean, face to face. You know what I mean? It's like when I walk, brother. I don't mean to cut you off. I don't.
No, you're good.
I'm
you're
excited.
Good. I know.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you for being you.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Now, when people
were in my mind.
Yeah, was anybody like open to listening to you?
I drive my family crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I get it, man. Like when, I see it like in a lot of like churches and stuff. People will be like born again, right? And then they have this like overwhelming like energy and they feel good because they have this knowledge, definitely. Right? Yeah. And they want to just tell everybody.
What we get fucked up at is personal details on religion. Organized religion, they can take all that organized religion, put it in your recycle bin, and your computer brain, don't empty it. You know what I mean? And just keep your personal beliefs, right? Whatever it is, right? If you feel zero confliction with it, I mean, heart, mind, body, and soul, and you feel light, like a light inside of you, then keep that shit, right?
Yeah, yeah.
See, the most ignored verse in the world is right after the most popular, John 3:17. I'm not a big Bible thumper, right? But listen, God did not send His Son into the world to condemn the world. He sent it to save it. Now, what have we been doing as humanity with Jesus and Christianity? Killing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, all that. And he would not like that. See, even in biblical with the Pharisees, the same shit's happening today. Look at that piece of shit, Joel Osteen. Fuck that motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I will say this to his face one day politely, because I can put this real politely, and I can politely like break somebody down and tell them the truth about themselves, right? Real professionally, whatever. I can do it any manner, right? I was designed that way. I'm a hybrid, pure-blooded mutt. You get what I'm saying? But anyway, like him, he's got servants in his house.
Yeah,
he turned away homeless. Yeah, he's a piece of shit. Yeah. People like that, like, see, we use the term elites for those guys. They're not elite. They're garbage. They have nothing. All that that physical shit, they have nothing. We have riches that come from us in our hearts, souls, and minds and body. All we have to do, the hard part, see, I put this first before God and everything, right? The hard part is believing in ourselves completely.
Mm-hmm.
Right, instead of what we're taught, and we can keep that too, but learn what we are. We're beautiful earth creatures, right? Designed to be better than our creators. That's why there was a rebellion. His name's not Lucifer. That's a mistranslation about king and a morning star and Venus, right? But he has a name I can't pronounce it in English. It's just in my head, right? There's a language in my head, right? So, and I'm multifaceted. Sometimes when I'm talking, that's why I'm gonna set cameras up. Sometimes when I'm talking, different accents come out, you know. But it's me. I am many.
Okay. Do you? Oh, my dog's barking. Do you? Now he's distracting me. So, hold on a second.
Yes, sir.
All right. Sorry about that. Yeah. I totally lost my train of thought, but you talk about like our creators.
That happens.
Yeah, you talk about creators. Who do you think is our creator? Because I'm
cut out.
What?
Oh, our creator? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Listen, I'm gonna go above physical deities. Okay. All right, I'm gonna start here. We have the infinite one creator, the one, the all. We are in the all, and the all is in us. Right. That's what Jesus meant when he said, "When you see me, don't you see the Father?" That's what he meant. Right, okay, check this out. We have the infinite one creator. And I don't know, eons ago, we don't know where this came from, right? The black flame and the divine spark. Poof. If I tell this story, I'll probably cry because they gave me a tour of it, okay? I don't want to get too deep in it, but I'll tell you the basics, right? I'll tell the whole world eventually. That's it. I know I will, right? But that doesn't make me more special than anyone else, right? Because that reminds me of that comment on Reddit. I don't know. Anyway, all right. There's a black flame, divine spark, poof, awareness, and she comes to awareness. She's like so in awe. See, that comes to my frontal lobe. I guess, man, it was so beautiful, and it felt like I was in there for a long time, but it was only like 3 hours, right? And she's getting to know more and more about herself, right? It was feminine. See, I don't know why this cycle we've been so hard on women. Men as a whole, I don't know. We must have been the ambulance shit or something. But anyway, right? And then she's pushing it, and she's starting to see something start. Then she realizes she needs something else, and that's when masculine started. And she split, and then they're split, but then there's two whole deities there, right? Huge, but they're still connected. That's the last memory I have of it, right? But I could tell it go deeper, but I'll cry, brother.
Okay,
I got tears in me for the entire world.
So you're saying that the ultimate
You know what I'm saying?
creator was like feminine?
Yes, sir. That was the start. Then she split. It was a team. No, I mean it was the first was feminine, then split masculine. Right. Well, first it was the knowledge, awareness, emotion, everything you can think of, all the intellect, right?
Yeah.
All the intelligence. Okay. Then the first awareness that came to it was the feminine, and then the masculine.
Okay.
That's the way that went.
Well,
and then from there we get our interplanetary systems, interdimensional, and our other beings, and the sacred geometry that connects us all together.
Okay. I mean, it makes sense to me
Simplest
though
I can put
that
it.
we would be, that the creator would be feminine first, because I mean, when we are like when we're forming, we're all female first, and then we become male.
Yes, yeah, exactly. We have to have the feminine energy before we have. It can't. Masculine energy cannot exist without feminine.
Yeah.
It's impossible. I mean, I used to Google myself. And I stopped because I'm up there with that Stephen Hawking shit. And I'm like, oh fuck that. I slid my phone away from me. I'm like, I don't want to. I stopped Googling myself. It's like, and then I'll tell you real quick. I mean, it's the truth. I was going to after I went through deja vu for 2 months. It drove me nuts. I went to memory, right? Just memories. And then I moved to Beverly Terrace, across from the downtown, right? Across from the police station. That building looks like a prison. It's horrible. But anyway, they work in a prison. But I lived there, right? And I went through this. They was timeline training. That kind of drove me nuts. At first, it was fascinating though. But I learned a lot, right?
Timeline
and
training.
It's just we live in. It's crazy. It's like intricate, but it's simple too.
Okay, what is timeline training?
Okay, well, I don't know why exactly they put me through the training. I can't really tell you that. I certain things won't come out of my mouth, right? Because I have guides and trainers because our thoughts are orbit. Have you ever heard a comedian like making a joke? You've seen satellites linking up everywhere. You know the joke where they're talking about somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen comedians do that?
Yeah.
Talking about, okay, well, it's kind of like that. We have orbital thought patterns, and we have guides, trainers, and sometimes our ancestors choose to do that. They can't get completely involved. With me, I can't tell you exactly right now why they put me through all this. It was hell. But then I found that I chose my own personal hell, right?
Okay.
But anyway, there was first is the deja vu. I had no idea what was going on. Thought I was losing my mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't like I was telling, but then it started to turn to memories, right? And then when I get there, it's like I knew that I was in my timeline and they was in the astral, right? But then they would like my lady and I, for outside reasons, right? We just couldn't get along. Just outside influences. So we separated just for a little bit, right? We're not together now, but just we separated. She went back to her sisters, right? And they put me through that separation about 20 times, man. I think it was to teach me to be stronger, right? To separate from her.
Okay.
They put me through that for a reason, some reason. And the people I've seen in the astral, see, we exist. Like right now, Doc, you're out there doing shit. Your consciousness is.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're in the know, and sometimes we're not, because we can't live if we're completely in the know. You get what I'm saying? We'd be stuck. Trust me, I've been there.
So okay.
So
I just
said a lot of shit. Hopefully you got shit. So hopefully I said that right.
Oh no, you're fine, dude. I'm just curious though about the timeline training. So like you're talking about like deja vu was like timeline training. So was it like a way to kind of like prepare you for another timeline, or was it a way to like
prepare me for today?
Ah, okay.
For what I'm doing today.
I see. Because I've had deja vu,
So
plenty of deja vu in my life.
My brothers and sisters.
Gotcha. Okay. All right then. So, because like I've had plenty of deja vu. I've had plenty of deja vu in my life where, you know, like things seem familiar, and I'm like, I know I've seen this before. And then my feeling was always that it was a way to tell me that I was on the right path.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Good. I love that, man. Thank you.
Yeah, but with that though,
you're exactly right.
Do you believe then in like a destiny, or is there free will? I think that people will.
Well, it's like this is the best way I can word it, because if it's not profoundly true, I will stutter, or not really stutter. I'll it's like a record skipping. It won't come out of my mouth. But anyway, this is the best way I can say it. It's like we have a ending of this movie, right?
Uh-huh.
But we have improvisation to get there, like a method actor.
Okay.
That's how it came to me like yesterday, the day before, right? It's hard for me to keep track of time too. That's a whole other topic we can talk about, right? But it's like we have that free will, of course. It's improvisation. And see, like when I leave my house, I still consider that home, of course. People have lost that. It's not their fault. But everything is in sync with me. And there's people, cars, everything, and they know it, and I know it, right? It's beautiful, brother.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish I could record it, let everybody see that, and I want everybody else to see what I see, because if I can do it, anybody can. It's just I was put through hell. That was the programming for me, right? I did to get to this point to talk to you, right?
Yeah.
This is the first real conversation that you're in California, man. I'm in Indiana. But see, Indiana, there's a lot happening here that we're not told about. There's a lot of heritage here. There's a lot of spiritual stuff. They got the footprints of the Archangel Gabriel. He was a messenger. I'm kind of a messenger. I'm a messenger of God, is what I am. Not a deity. This came straight from the top. And then I had to make deals and pins. I had pins, right? For 47 years, I had this voice in my head. That, you know how when you're a loved one would put you down with no feeling, right?
Wait, what do you mean?
It hurts worse, don't it? When somebody you care about says something bad about you, but they don't use no emotion, it hurts worse, don't it?
Yeah,
right?
I guess, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to try to explain this. Wow, I can't believe I'm saying it out loud, because it's profound and true. I just need it to be. See, with me, that's my worst fear. It has to get out properly. You know what I mean? In a proper manner. Okay, now, for 47 years of my life, I had a voice in my head. It was like a guy sitting up on a ledge in my head, constantly critiquing me, putting me down every second of the day.
Mm.
I didn't know what was going on. I thought it was crazy. I fed into that whole mental illness thing. See, mental disorders are just spiritual warfare and spiritual gifts. Right? But anyway, I went through some stuff on Fletcher right before I seen the God Council, right? I made it through that, and that voice left, and all those other voices in my head left, because they were real. They were real entities.
Yeah.
And they told me, my guides and trainers, I'm not going to tell you yet who they are. I can't mention my guides and trainers' names, but I can say where I come from, but not yet. Okay? So they told me that was my little brother, who we mistakenly call Lucifer.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And that's so profound, and I'm saying it, but it's true, brother. It's a fact. It's an absolute, universal, profound truth.
Yeah.
That's all I can tell you. It's up to the world to believe it, you know. You got to find a way. See, okay, it was for no fault of my own. See, I get put through stuff for certain reasons. I've been through a lot in this town. I didn't really walk into on my own, right? Like, I was homeless because I illegally and unjustly got kicked off of Section 8, right? Because I am on disability. In the first few years about it, I felt ashamed. I'm honorably discharged from the military, and I worked tons of jobs. But I had to put on a facade, you know, and I was miserable, you know. So, but anyway, the Christian Center. So I was talking, and, man, I got people, man, I love that. I had a guy who was willing to walk with me. He wanted to walk around and just write down the stuff I was saying. Mm-hmm. It's crazy, ain't it?
No.
I'm just a simple guy. I'm not going to say my name yet, but I'm a simple guy named Kenny. That's my name, Kenneth Zachary. You know, but Kenneth Zachary is just a simple guy who's been in trouble. I mean, I got a good reputation with a lot of people, but some people I don't. You know, it's like I've been in prison. It's like I'm not a horrible guy. You know, I did this stuff against my core beliefs. I didn't even know who I was.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
it goes deep, brother. I mean, we can do what if you want to do. Like, I mean, seriously, this stuff has to get out in a manner, and maybe you can help me. You know what I mean? And I can help you. Whatever. I don't know.
Do you feel like you? I mean, it sounds to me like you think that maybe you weren't living your life the way that you were supposed to be, and then maybe because you were figuring yourself out. You were figuring yourself out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so
I was trying to. I mean, because even as a child, I was looking around, right, at society, and I'm thinking, how can we be happy with all these other problems? And then I look here now, you know, and people like this family over here is all happy, and this, that, and the other, and then there's starvation over there. See, when I was a kid, they made Africa look horrible.
Yeah, I know.
Grade school and on TV, they made it look horrible. Man, them fucking bastards. I want to know how the British Crown got everywhere. They're going to have to answer it one day. Judgment Day is coming, but not the way we think it is. It's going to happen with a human being, right? And the Messiah is a physical man. He has walked this earth many times, and he's still here. We just don't know who he is yet, where he's at. We'll find out.
Yeah,
he is miraculous. He can show the clouds, but he's a person, a human being.
Yeah,
that's what they don't tell us.
Yeah, but do you think that he's like See, I think that maybe possibly what it is he's, you know, you're talking about like unlocking like knowledge and becoming who we are. I feel like that's just what he is a human that's been able to unlock all that knowledge.
Sir. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because I mean, we are
capable. The kingdom of God, is on earth. You know, John the Baptist said the kingdom of God is at hand. And he was a member of the occult Essenes. So was Mary, and so was Jesus. When Jesus Yeshua heard about, we don't even really know his real name, but it's Yeshua. There was no J back then, so we'll say Yeshua. Mm-hmm. He knows who I'm talking about. The Spirit knows who I'm talking about. When he heard about John the Baptist, right? So he goes down where he's baptizing people. They both threw up hand sign signals. Each one thought they outranked the other. So Jesus had to talk John into baptizing him. True story, facts. Mic drop. Believe it or not, you know what I'm saying? That's what happened. All right. And then they misconstrued everything to hide our power. Jesus said, "Be ye perfect like the Father in heaven. You can do as I, if not better. When you see me, do you not see the Father?" In the Old Testament, the Almighty said, "Go before me and be perfect." You get what I mean?
Yeah. Something that just like, I just started thinking about just as we were talking about this, but so if like reincarnation is true, then
yes, sir.
And I know like the whole idea is that we reincarnate so then that way our spirit or whatever can eventually gain enough wisdom to pass over into the other, you know, to where we, you know, where our spirits are from. But I was just thinking though, like, so in the case of like Yeshua, then did his spirit like move on? And then we talk about him coming back, but would he really come back though? Because I mean, once he's moved on, what's the point of him coming back? What was that?
False prophet has been here for years.
Oh yeah, that I don't doubt that. I mean, I don't doubt that there's many false prophets, but you know,
the main one is here. There's been many before, but the main one is here.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're either a politician or an actor.
I'm not going to utter his name again. Like utterance, like every single word, like little tiny utterance has meaning, brother.
Yeah.
Like the first writings, we came from word, and there's like little marks on paper.
Well, there's energy and intent behind everything.
I see where you're going. See, check this out. This is what it really is. All right. We go through these processes. Like I said, this is a moral university. It's the only timeline. If it's easier for me to say timeline instead of dimension or other realms, or see, the realms is the place you live. A dimension is inside of the timeline. It's a dimensional structure, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we can have the multiverse of things. But the only reason why we have the multiverse is that's where your trainers and guides are pulling you out to help you with this timeline. You get it?
Okay.
And see, we come back to learn till we learn our valuable lessons that we need to get to where we're going. With starting from this conversation here.
Okay, I got you.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
We don't leave the earth, right? We don't leave here.
Yeah, we're just.
I mean, our planet, our master planet, is coming back. The Father, that will be back. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure it's not going to throw us too much off tilt, right? But it is coming back. But I ain't going to get into talking about that yet. But yeah, you're definitely on the right track for that. But you have to understand this, Doc. It's not such a mystery as they make it. They convolute it, complicate it, make it mysterious. God is not that mysterious. And when I say God, when I use that term God, I'm talking about the Infinite One Creator.
Mm-hmm,
okay?
Yeah.
We don't have the names for the other gods. There was plenty of gods. There was a God Council. Yahweh was just bipolar gangster. Got tired of people get treated like slaves, and then okay, let me tell you the creation story real quick. I'll sum it up real quick. And also it explained Democrat Republic. Check this out. All right. Now they had Adam and Lilith, right? They made them exactly the same, right? The same manner. Okay. Now they were born grown. right, with all the thoughts and all the dreams that they could do. Okay, this is a sad story for Lilith. I get emotional when I tell it. You know, I'm gonna try to tell it because you have to understand these. For me, they come alive because memories are alive, right? For this, the timeline comes alive, and I can feel her pain. That's just the way my brain works. So anyway, so picture Adam grown, his expectations, whatever. There's the deity or the God council in the garden. And then you have Lilith. Okay. Well, they only mentioned naming the animals. There was more, but they're just naming the animals for conversation's sake. Well, Lilith thought she could take part in it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Adam is a little pussy ass, ran back to the creator and said, she's not listening. It broke her heart, man. She was going to kill herself. So she says some magical shit, gets her wings, and she flies, and she's over a lake, right? She was going to dive in it. And Samael, Sephiron, starts talking to her. So what I mean by Democrat and Republican, see, the Republican over here, right over here, it's like a man's in charge, father they swoop, and then equal rights. Samael's like, cool, all right. But then she went to this cave, right, and you just saw her, just suffering and crying because she thought she was going to be involved in this group that, what Adam was doing, right? And some angels, not arcs, they were lower angels. They sent her, the God Council sent angels to her with an ultimatum. They put a curse on her. That's sad, bro.
Yeah.
And from that point forward, women have been blamed for everything. Imagine this, you're created, you got a submissive wife. Do you think you're going to be separated from her? No. Adam was sitting right there with them when they got the knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fact, brother. And they've been putting women down ever since. Know your place, woman. Then the suffrage and all that shit. That's what I see. My mind tries to figure out everything. It's either some Amazon shit in another timeline dimension, or something, or it's the women. But that's through training. I don't know. I can't figure that part out. This cycle, big picture stuff. See, with me, I big picture automatically. Right? There has to be a reason behind that. I'll find out one day. But I got two theories. The other stuff I say is true, facts. I don't care what anybody else says, who it is in this world. I don't give a shit. They're no better than us. They're no better than you. Ones that are untouchable, but they spit their stuff to the world, right? Like Bill Gates, he stole a program. Now he's putting his protector seal over genetically modified food, right?
Yeah.
And he's in vaccines. What the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yep. No,
and
I
then
know.
we got Elon Musk saying that his AI is worshiping him and he wears Baphomet on Halloween.
Oh, yes, I know. Yeah.
We're stronger than them, man. We're strong, way stronger. That's why they fear us and separate us. That's all got to keep them separated. My mouth's just getting dry.
Yeah.
I got to see some water.
Well, I think
But I appreciate you. You hear me?
Yeah, man, no problem, dude. Yeah. Now I know that you're talking about some of these people like Musk, and you're talking about Gates, and I think that they definitely have knowledge, right?
Yeah, but check this out. Musk is a lying son of a bitch. Did everybody forget what he said he's going to solve world hunger? Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
On Twitter.
I know.
No, he went to the UN and the World Health Organization. He had the amount it was going to take. I want a platform where I can call him out. I want to talk to him. He owes me an answer. I am a man just like him. I am for the people, and the people are for me. They will see that. All I have to say is just real simply: if you believe in me, you believe in the people, and we will make it to where we need to go. We just need to make it simple, right, and believe. They overcomplicate shit. We got to get rid of this complication. All this research we spent decades researching. We got theological scholars. We got religion. We got philosophy. We got theosophy. We got cosmology. We got symbolism. We got all that. Historians. We got all that. We got all the knowledge. We got enough. Let's connect it together, get along, and know who we are. Drop.
All right. Cool. But I was gonna say,
what I mean?
I was gonna say though.
You know what agape means?
What was that?
Agape.
Yeah, that's the love.
Agape.
That's the love. Yeah. I can't remember what kind of love that means. Unconditional. That's right.
It's unconditional love from the Creator. See, there's only two different time zones, right? There's Kairos and Chronos. Chronos is man-made. Kairos is where we're at now, and we'll get closer to, but we're in it now, but we're getting closer. It's God's time and our time. When I use the term God, it's the infinite one. Above gender, above race, it's all that. So that is petty, the shit we're doing with that hatred and shit. We're not born to hate. We're not born to discriminate. We're not born to be intimidated. We're not born to go up and shoot up schools just because we didn't change as human beings. We got MK altered, and we got signals sent in our head, and we got indoctrinated. That's what happened. We have to humble ourselves and admit that it happened.
Yeah.
Okay? That's what we have to do. I love every single human being. I don't care how evil they are. Everyone deserves redemption. But there will be a rehumanization. It took me a while to come up with a term for that. A rehumanization. That's a good one.
Yeah, there you go. But I was going to say, though, like these people like Musk and Gates, they have knowledge. And I mean, you're talking about certain things that, you know, I mean, you've learned things. So where did you, like, how do you get into the, how did you seek out this knowledge?
You're kind of breaking up, buddy.
Well, how did you,
your question's kind of breaking up.
That's okay. How did you come across this knowledge? How did you seek it out, or how did it come to you?
I didn't seek it. It came to me. I was born with it.
Okay.
And I had to accept it as mine, and I had to own it, and let it connect together.
How do you think others could actually reach this knowledge, though?
Say that again?
How could other people actually receive this knowledge? Are they just having to open themselves up to it?
I'll try to put it very simple, okay? But first, see, we can move our thoughts with our fingers. We're that powerful, okay? What we have to do, man, is just to keep it simple, okay? Just to push all that societal stuff, right? And then and keep our inner self, okay? Just push that other shit away. It's theatrics is all it is. We got it. All that shit we hear in the news, we see out here, just get rid of it. It doesn't exist anymore. Whatever the mind of a man or a woman can conceive and believe, therefore they can achieve. That's an absolute truth. We have to believe in ourselves completely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, we don't have to comprehend all of it. That's why I tell my sister and people like that, because they're working in society. I mean, our attention spans are getting smaller and smaller. Our memory banks that we can pull to our frontal cortex is getting shorter and smaller and smaller because the indoctrination is speeding up, right? So we just need to accept a few simple things, right? That we can be whoever we were born to be. That we are very divine earth creatures, okay? Just simplify it in any way that it feels to them personally, with their personal inner religious beliefs, right? Because all religions connect together, all of them. They all come from the same place.
Yeah.
See, it really started like with Hermes in Egypt. There's some deities came to him, right? And the reason why the Atlanteans won't come up out of the ocean because they will worship them as gods. That's why they stay down there. Okay, now with Hermes, right, for the Hermetic philosophy, right? Well, they picked this guy, and see, Abraham studied with him too, and a lot of other biblical characters. Jesus did, but it's just we got to understand that we are capable of whatever we want to do. Mm-hmm. We just got to accept it ourselves, love everyone no matter what, no negative thoughts at all. Period. Not about all these horrible people. Don't think of them. Just look at the prophetic cycle. You don't have to be religious. You don't have to believe in Christianity. None of that. Christianity, that's fine. I love the people that are Christians, but you don't have to be a Christian. Don't have to be that. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be that. Just push it aside and be who you are.
Do you think that you have to get
inner self?
Do you think that you have to get rid of the ego before you can actually start gaining this knowledge?
You have to balance it. We need part of it for our confidence.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right? We have to have an ego. Part of it. Okay. But see, we can't let it control us. We got to control it.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we get our confidence from, our individuality.
Gotcha.
Right?
Okay.
So this is all this stuff I tell you, Doc. I didn't read it in books, brother. So if I can do it, anybody can.
Oh, I have no doubt.
And if I've talked to certain people and say, see, with me, I'm thinking in my mind, and like back in 2019, the way it was working, and then my growth period here. So Oh, that's my nephew. He's just being safe, being nosy. my bird's like a sanctuary. That's cool. But anyway, what was I saying, Doc?
Well, you were talking about your growth, your journey from 2019 to where we are now.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It's like if I had certain people around me, right, we could accomplish a lot. Because, see, I can't do all of this by myself. See, they teach us one man can do one thing alone. Mark Zuckerberg, who happened coincidentally, there's no such thing as a coincidence, steal a program, right? Platform, run with it. Same thing as Billy Gates, right?
Yeah.
They teach us one man can accomplish all that. That's impossible. Adolf Hitler, Joseph Stalin, all these people. No. All that shit was not done just by one person.
Yeah.
This fucking shit they got going on in Israel, that's why I'm speaking up now. You know what? It fascinates me, man. I always look up. What I really use Google for is the power, is the names and meanings, right? Mine, I would find handsome royalty, right? Then I'll try to research my last name, right?
Mm-hmm.
Google's finally told me where it comes from. Israel.
Oh, yeah.
See, we are Google. Fuck them. You hear me? We are Apple. Did you know when you buy an iPhone now, these motherfuckers think you don't own it? You have the right to use it.
Yeah.
They're fucking ignorant. They got rid of the DOS prompt. Now it's illegal. See, they slowly let it go away. And that's when I still use computers, right? And it might piss me off and they put a fucking intelligent computer on a dumbass phone. Now, we can have a little digital device that connects to our phone and our phone just for certain things. We need our landline back. We need our fucking towers computer back in our houses because they got this Starlink, right? They can shut anything off at any time.
Yeah.
It's written. I don't dig deep in this stuff because I don't want to corrupt what God's given me, right? So what's written in the law right now in 2026, they'll have kill switches. They can read what your mind, what you're doing, believe that, and your car. They can shut your car off at any given time.
Yeah.
We're not going to stand for this. See, they think they get they turned our great reset that's been prophesized. I'm not like a big biblical guy. Right? I'm not, because I'm getting sick of Bible thumpers. But I will look in. I have Bibles in my room. I got this beautiful book right here that I got in prison, right? And it's autographed by the author, Bernard, Patto, right? And it's the Many Faces of Adam and Eve. And it's got like the extended versions of the verses that are in the Bible, right? The whole, you know what I mean? It's not dumbed down.
Mm-hmm.
Even now, they would just skip a number. They'll go from like 26 to 28. You know what I mean? For certain translations.
Oh,
we got to stop. Put them down. We're the living word. We're the logos. Let's put them down for a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. I need assistance. That's what I told my guys and trainers. See, I manifested this phone call, brother.
Yeah. Well,
I wrote it. See, I wasn't going to do this type of stuff, right? I didn't want Ted to see in the universe, right? The power of the cosmic energy.
Mm-hmm.
Two things, three. One I can't talk about. All right, this one because it's all day, every day, brother. I fight sleep because days do not exist. It's one long day. So I take Seroquel that slows my serotonin down. It puts me to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I fight sleep. I'm 51. I'm young. We're children, brother. I'm a 51-year-old. I'm a child, really.
Well, your body.
The grand scheme of things.
That's all body, man.
Oh, I'm good.
The years that we are, that's all body. That has nothing to do with our. That has nothing to do with our spirit. You know, our spirit has a different age. So yeah, the body.
That's true. Definitely. Oh, most definitely.
Yeah, but the body is a certain age.
I would like from this conversation, Doc, just some more than one conversation. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
If you're interested.
Yeah. Because I
just start something slow, and then we'll get to where I can see. I need assistance, honestly, to get some. Parse this out into I can feasibly do it. Like write it all down in different places, but that'd be me just wasting my time. Not wasting it, but just me doing it. Right? But see, I can tell you this: twice in July of 2018, I went to jail for unconstitutionally. But they do stuff. They would say to me, "Pay attention, Mr. Zachary." They did stuff to me because see, the federal government, whoever the fuck the feds are, fuck them. They are in charge of every county. That's how they took over the states. Mm-hmm. Right? Now they have the FBI, not FBI, this, that, but we got a good deep state going on. The divine in the deep state is bigger than the evil. So fuck them. I ain't worried about them. I don't fear shit.
Yeah.
Right. But twice I'm running up and down the street with a flag, bro, and it's a big flag, and it's above my head, and I'm flipping. I'm just going with it. Right. Mm-hmm. It's just magical power, whatever. I couldn't explain it. I'm grabbing the tip of it, the edge, and flipping it around. Well, they would call the police because of fear for me. They thought, my safety, right? Mm-hmm. So and they got me for disorderly conduct, right? Check this out. So they got tired of being called. I would just run up and down the street in the month of July.
Yeah.
Our supposed Independence Day, right? Mm-hmm. So they got on my property. That's when I started yelling at them, right? And I knew they was going to do it, man. But see, things happen for a reason. Like I said, I got a lot of stories, bro, that I could tell. Like one time I got arrested for failure to appear for driving while suspended, right? I had a broken shoulder, 2 bones. Mm-hmm. So the cops that takes me, right? He's real cool. But for some reason, man, they go off on me when I get there, want me to take my sling off. I'm like, no, it's broken. All of a sudden, they're shark attacking me, man. And even Leslie, the nurse, she's real cool. I know her on the street. She used to be a stripper, real cool lady, right? She's even there. I'm like, wait, and it's me. I got to go with. I'm thinking, man, this is happening for a reason. This big, huge melatonin man, black man, right? If you move, I'll take you down. I'm not understanding. I'm like, it hurts you. It doesn't hurt that bad. So I went through that for a reason. They were telling me this stuff too, right? They put me in a padded cell, and it's got the dimension in this room is just crazy. It's just a weird room. And I was standing there feeling so pitiful, right? Thinking they're going to, I have no reason for them to put me in there. It's just, I went there, no reason at all for me to treat me that way. None. Mm-hmm. But they were doing it because that's what they can do. That's what the federal government tells them to do.
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
That's what they told me. They told me a lot more, but that's for, this is a lengthy thing, bro. Right? I mean, I got a lot of stuff in my head, bro, that needs to get out to the world.
Yeah.
And, I finally did order my cameras and this and the other. I mean, I made some videos and I put it on Facebook, K-Solo, Citizen X. But see, I lost a lot of followers because what the gang stalkers and watchers will do, they'll send, a lot of them are fake profiles, but they'll send a fake, profiles that just don't look real. And then you can rabbit hole it and then you can reach other real pages, right?
Yeah,
I get that tons, right?
Yeah.
So, but hardly anybody follows my page, is what I'm telling you, because when you get a scammer on there, they'll start targeting your friends. So,
yeah, I know.
So anyway, but I do have a K-Solo Citizen X. If you want to go watch a couple of videos, it's just simple videos.
Well, I'm telling you, man, you go on Stereo. I think that is definitely the place where you need to be, because there's other people
can I
who
get
you'll
a small
find.
Collaboration with you?
What was that?
It's a tiny something, a small collaboration with you, like maybe put some stuff on the air on your stuff sometimes.
You do what now? You broke up there for a second.
Like a small collaboration from you, like put some stuff on your podcast. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, collaboration. I thought you were saying vibration. Yeah, no, man.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what you heard, vibration.
Yeah, I heard vibration.
That's weird.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk to you about that. That's weird. You heard that.
Yeah, no.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm totally
that's
cool with
the next thing I was going to tell you.
Oh, what vibrations? Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, man. I know you got tons of stuff to talk about, so I'm totally cool with having you. We can talk every once in a while, and we can put it out there, man. So,
I got a question for you. I mean, when can you actually put some of my stuff out? You talk about.
Oh, this right here, I'll probably put out. I'm trying to think. Probably next week. So so next Tuesday.
Can you text me today? Because my family's. I didn't tell too many people. I love that because it came back around to me. I thought that was a funny ass joke back in the day. Who farted? And I was like, oh shit.
yeah.
Because it was funny because it really happened, right? Who farted is in the lead.
Yep.
That was a long time ago.
Oh yeah, I know. I used to watch.
I'm young, dude, but I'm 51. But you know what I mean. I'm young.
I'm 44, so I'm not that far behind you, man. So I'm sure.
I don't, brother. I appreciate that. Just a simple agreement is all I need. Right.
Yeah,
That's all we need is human beings. We can actually come together as one very simplistically. If we have actually no worries, they're all created. That's what we got to get rid of, worries and concerns. Because they are there, but they're illusionary, really. They're created. We are more powerful than them. That's why they're separating us more and more, throwing more and more stuff at us. And another reason is they want us to save them.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Facts. Because once they sell to the system, they're in it.
Yeah.
There's some undercovers in there, right, going through the motion that work for us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Real talk, brother.
Yeah.
I guarantee you this. I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. I guarantee you, I know absolute facts. There's undercover CIA agents right here around me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Facts.
Okay.
Facts.
So, real quick though, because I do need to actually get going, but
okay,
and
cool.
I do want to talk to you again. Okay. But I know that.
Let's finish this conversation with like where we both understand each other completely.
Well, there's just one thing that I wanted to I want people to understand, because I know that when people are like yourself are very passionate about the information that you have and you're telling people, and I mean, some people are gonna think that you're crazy, right? So,
oh yeah, I'm not worried about that at all.
Yeah, but what would you say to the people who might think that you're a little off?
Well, I would say to them just to not dismiss it.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm not off. The world is crazy.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part. The crazy part is what I'm saying is true, and it's an acceptance level. And it's not easy because our brains are beautiful, powerful mechanisms. They will protect us. You know, and they'll put. It makes me sad, man, because emotions are alive. It's a thought bubble. They're in your astropod. They're alive, right? That's why when somebody gets real negative, and if they dwell on it, that thing will become its own life force eventually, and keep coming back to you. I mean, it gets that deep, but it's really simplistic. But anyway, I don't know really how to state it. It's just our brains are very powerful. They protect us. Right. And we can keep our interpersonal beliefs, right? But just take a step back, right? And wipe your your frontal lobe, right? Your frontal cortex away just a little bit. You can actually do that when you get open enough with your fingers. Once you get your chakras, I didn't even know anything about chakras. I heard the term, but all of a sudden I'm taking my hand over my heart and it'll dip in over your third eye. It'll push out. My crown grew right before me and you talked.
Okay.
But anyway.
And the reason why I asked you that, or I wanted you to say something about that, was because years ago I was working at this one place, and there was a person who was homeless, and he was in the back of the store, and it was a restaurant where I worked, and he's back there, and he is scribbling away in this note.
Ranting and raving and fanatical.
He was just like he was pacing back and forth talking. And then he was writing in this book, and in this notebook. And then everybody that was at my work, they were all scared of this guy, and they were all like, "This guy's a lunatic." Whatever.
Yeah, that's it. We get scared, bro.
And then, the thing is, though, is like, I was like, I want to see what this guy is talking about, and so when he left,
we don't have to be scared.
Yeah, but when he left, he left his notebook behind. I started reading that notebook.
Did he?
I started reading that notebook.
That was meant for you, bro.
Yeah,
that was meant for you.
And I'm like, and some of the stuff I was like, dude, this is like, wow, this is crazy. But then, like, thinking back, this guy was talking about stuff that actually was coming true, that actually came true.
Yeah, that's my situation. It's like my sister's like, you know, she won't think about all of it because she's worried about her life, right? So that you got the blinders and the reality bubbles get smaller. And that's okay. Our brains are powerful, man. But sometimes it's like what fascinates me is highly intellectual people. I mean, highly. I'll see them on like, what's that? How do you pronounce that one that I read it, but it starts with a Q. I don't know how to pronounce it. Quara or some shit. I read them every once in a while, and they'll say, "Well, the Illuminati was disbanded back then, and all that is that you need to get therapy." I'm like, "Oh my God!" I posted one time, "They're not talking about that Illuminati. Wake up." There is what they call Illuminati, but we are in it too.
Yeah.
If I want to be honest with you, I will take all of that over me if I have everyone's support for the good and betterment of mankind.
Well, what I wanted...
I don't like that term, mankind. Humanity.
But the point that I was trying to make though with that guy that, you know, and also too, like people maybe accusing you of being crazy,
Right.
for lack of a better word. But the thing is I think that when you have all of this, all of these like thoughts and ideas or knowledge, you're gonna sound that way because I mean, even like
Right.
you know, even Jesus was
You have to be
considered crazy,
careful. You have to be careful
right?
with it.
But even Jesus was considered crazy because of the stuff he
Yeah,
was
his
talking
brother
about.
thought he was insane. James prayed for him all the time. And he's not his half brother, like they tell us. It's his full brother. He thought Jesus was insane. He prayed for him all the time. Never talked to him. He wrote a book, but he did not talk to Jesus hardly at all when he was alive.
Yeah, and the thing is that I think also too, they try to, if you're going to be speaking these ideas and if you know knowledge that has been like hidden from the rest of society, you're gonna sound a little bizarre, you know. And so,
well, you have to be very careful. You can't see a lot. It fucks us up, bro. I've started dropping F-bombs the last couple of weeks. I don't know why. I got to work on that. But they call us the meat, but we're not. We will inherit the earth, right? There's some at the top, though. In my vision, right, it was kind of funny. In my vision, right, but it wasn't really a vision. It was really happening. I was there. Feel me? I was there. It was real as me and you talking. Okay, it's just something that needs to be accepted that we are that powerful.
Yeah,
there's a lot more going on than this right here in this timeline. It's not an illusion. It's not a matrix. It was designed for our five senses, not our 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to on above that. Right? That's what this was designed for. Now, I started saying things in my mind, like when I was talking to my buddies, everywhere. I mean, biblical names was all over that dorm, right? All over it. And one little cube, right? That is open dorm had cube, and like let's say, I'll just say 12 beds in that cube. There were 6 biblical names just in that cube alone. See, words have meaning and power, like you know what I mean. And I'm constantly surrounded by biblical names, right? And it's just prophetic, brother. I am the messenger. The false prophet's here, and the Antichrist is here.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it. Well, I don't like saying that stuff out loud because I'm very humble about myself. I'm just Kenny. But I know who I am, and I know how powerful I am. I want everyone else to see a little bit of what I see. That's what I pray for daily. I'm in a perpetual state of prayer. Communication.
Well,
perpetually. It drives me nuts sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I do need to get going. So, but I wanted to say thank you for you know doing this, and we'll do it again. And I also want to tell everybody.
Okay, can you? Okay, my bad.
Oh, no, you're fine. I just want to tell everybody that you know that everybody that's listening, if you've gotten this far, like don't close your mind out to these ideas or these thoughts. Like don't keep an open mind about anything. Listen to people who you don't agree with. Listen to them because even though you may not agree with their opinion. It's important for you as a human being to, broaden your mind and just, you can learn from everybody. So, there's always lessons to be learned.
If we're going to close this, like if this is going to be like, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine.
If this is going to be like broadcast, if this is going to be on your show, I want to say something at the end too. So I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, no, that's fine, man. We're going to shut it out. So why don't you go ahead and say what you want to say
This is what I want
to end
to say.
it.
Since I was a child, I've loved every single one of you. Every human being, no matter who you are or what you're doing, I think about you daily. All the time, and that is an absolute fact. I walk by my St. Mary's Church, right, and I feel the pain, and I have to be careful to walk straight because I'll break down like a baby and cry. I have tears inside of me for you, for what they've put us through. And if you believe in me, you believe in humanity. That's all we need. I care deeply for every single one of you. Everyone has a divine path. You can keep your personal religious beliefs, but we need to agree on some absolutes. And just keep your mind open. Because, see, the way I did it was I wouldn't dismiss anything, but I wouldn't accept anything fully until it fit into my thought patterns properly. See, we get our thought patterns from the Creator. We get this negativity from the societal construct that we're born into. And we're told what we are.
Mm-hmm.
We're told what to learn. We're told everything about us.
Mm-hmm.
Just be you all the time. Just you, your inner personal self. And I know that we get hardwired sometimes, right? I know that, and I don't disrespect that at all. Our brains are very powerful and they're beautiful. They're capable of anything. I have seen the Merkaba. I've been a part. I walked into my restroom. The first time I went in there, when they put that impression on my mind, this is how it started. I'll finish this, Doc. All right. When on Fletcher Street, that same time I got arrested, right? And they told me to pay attention, right? They knew they were doing unlawful stuff. They knew it. My public defender happened to be on the bar in Washington, D.C., in front of the Supreme Court. That's not a coincidence, okay? Anyway, I walked into my restroom. There was no walls, no ceiling. There was light beams, row after row after row, as far as my eye could see, both sides. Supposedly the good side and the bad side, right? And this is real stuff. I'm not trying to get biblical and stuff, but like this time, we heard about this when we was kids. You know, just I'm gonna finish with this. I love you with agape love, unconditionally. You have my respect. You don't have to earn it, but I am here for you in any way you need me. Not for this. We need to get rid of the term society and world. Even Yeshua said, "Don't get into the worldly ways." This is what he's talking about. Be careful. That's what he was warning us of. Okay. I don't know exactly how to finish because I'm
no, you're good, man. That's good. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Hey, listen, we will go ahead and, like I said, I'll put this out. I'll put this out next week, and then.
Do you know a day?
Yeah,
or you text me a day or something.
Yeah, I'll text you, let you know.
I don't want to bug you.
No worries.